And then I found out Paramount is going to be a reboot of the Jeffersons with Anthony Anderson as George Jefferson, Sherman Hemsley, and Regina King as Wheezy, Isabel Sanford. And how I feel about that. I can't stand the thought of that. People are that desperate. See, this Hollywood plantation gets on my nerves. Why are they trying to wreck every show that we had? You know, this is one of the reasons why I understand why some people like to just don't tune out Hollywood at all. They mess up the music with sampling and looping enough where people think that the originals can't get paid. Now they're doing it with TV shows. You know this is gonna suck. Anthony Anderson, who did good on Blackish, and Blackish, I like original concepts. Like no one could come in right now and do a Blackish right now because it's fresh in the mind. So why would you mess with the Jeffersons? Regina King is not going to be able to put. She's a great actress and a great talent. She ain't going to be able to pull off no Isabel Sanford, and Anthony Anderson ain't going to be able to pull off Sherman Hemsley. It's just not the same. And your Florence Johnston, you're not going to be able to pull that off with Marley Gibbs. You're not. You know, I don't like reboots. I don't like these remakes. And it shows you how lazy and tired Hollywood is. It's bad enough for Sanford Son. And they're going to do every black show that they can possibly get their hands on to almost make you, to water it down. Because it's lazy. Lazy writers, lazy agendas. You have no original concepts out in Hollywood. So this is what you'll succumb to. This is all that you got. You have to revisit things that you should have been able to move upon, but you can't because you don't have an original bone in your body. And that's the sad reality of it all. That is the sad reality of it all. That this is what they have for it to regurgitate and just kind of, and I'm like, the more I see these things, I'm like, come on now. You wouldn't do a reboot of Dallas. You tried the Dynasty thing, and that I watched it, and it's limp. It doesn't really have the same feel at all. Just sometimes just leave well enough alone. I don't care if you remake a show but call it a different name, but don't use the original behind it because it doesn't hit the same. And Anthony Anderson, Regina King, or I like a respect for Regina King for what she's done as an actress and behind the scenes, but she ain't gonna be no Isabel Sanford. It doesn't, and nothing about her career market. Because for one thing, Isabel Sanford didn't hit her peak till she was in her 40s or 50s. All due respect to being the maid and Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, but she was a late bloomer. And also, she had a role in Lady Sings the Blues. But she didn't blow up till later in her career. So Regina King ain't a good fit for that. And Anthony Anderson ain't Sherman Hemsley. He's got a good presence for TV and film and much respect to his success. But come on now. This is just too much. They really are grasping at just trying to wreck everything you grew up on. And yeah, I went in about the sampling and looping because how many artists made a chunk of money off of sampling and looping old school R&B and funk records, and the originals can't even get paid the half of what the ones that came behind them that sampled them did. So yes, I have an issue with it, and I don't like these reboots and remakes at all. I think that they're tired. I think it shows you how lazy they are in Hollywood. And I just rather watch the old shows, which I do anyway, because I don't really waste my time with modernized TV because it's either foul and vulgar or one track, or it just too commercialized, sensationalized, and it gets watered down. And you can only get so much out of it. Just leave it alone already. Stick to the originals. You don't have to go out and watch this whackness, but this is what they're pushing because they don't want anybody to come with no new ideas, and it shows. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free, stay true. And I guess, all due respect, Anthony Anderson and Regina King, they are tied to the plantation because who in their right mind would want to go behind a classic? You know it's not going to be the half as good as the original. And they didn't do the Jeffersons proper when they took them off the air after 11 years. Because we know George and Weezy were staples and iconic. And they did not get their just due. So this here, I am not feeling it.